This new Mortal Kombat game appears to be an even better gauge for a novice, as I am, than I originally thought it would be. At the very least, that's the suspicion based on what I've heard in the way of fan murmurs and original comments made of what's a presumption with this game being titled 1, in that it's a reboot. That's sort of, although I've seen maybe some deterrence from that, some suspicion, the general takeaway from the trailer of what I've seen today has been this is a reboot. If so, as I said, this is a good first gauge. And I've been pondering when to do this with Mortal Kombat. I originally wondered if I would do this with Mortal Kombat 11, given many of you know I'm so behind on covering trailers. I keep a general, exhaustive list at this point. And Mortal Kombat 11 I'd cataloged for a while trailers were released, and I just never got around to covering it. And then the movie came out, and I guess that's actually the first point of engagement. I just, in fact, watched the movie a couple months ago. It was I think, a so-so movie that has a promising lead-in to a sequel that I'm willing to humor. We'll see. The VFX work was pretty good, and some of the action choreography was fun to watch, especially as somebody who's an action thriller fan. That did appeal. But I've not yet played a Mortal Kombat game for myself. The closest I've gotten is the Injustice games. Even though I really haven't played those. I have them on my shelf ready for me to try out. But that's as close as I've gotten to being in the type of style and gameplay. Though I am a bit of an adventurous gamer as well, I've not played, admittedly, too many fighting games. And I've been wondering, though, is Mortal Kombat for me? Let's see. I mean, with exception of the fatalities, I don't know if I can brave that. We'll see. But I would like to be at least somewhat involved with what mainstream culture is doing. I'm sure there's plenty of other guys I'd love to be, sort of feel a sense of normal, because I'm certainly not in my own life, and be, hey, I've at least tried my hand at Mortal Kombat. And what's maybe the best game for me to do that in terms of an initiation, right? Should I start from a continuation of other releases, or should I start with a reboot? If that's the way this is going, I think Mortal Kombat 1 offers some potential promise. Let's engage with it. Everybody is today. So I'm like, I gotta at least take a look and tempt it, right? Maybe I'll play it, maybe I won't. You're gonna realize that determination with me. Here we go. And if it is a reboot, in fact, I'm sure, because Mortal Kombat's been around for years in terms of the franchise, I say that as even somebody who's never personally partaken, right? I'm very familiar with it. All right. In its longevity, I should specify. I'm sure it'll be a nice update for anybody who's been a longer fan than myself. Maybe I'll become a fan after this. Point of engagement, right?
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality, to a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace.
I love for the setting for the gameplay. It's very Eastern, at least in feeling. It reminds me a lot of different cinematic projects I find quite appealing on that luster.
Serenity or bloody strife. To dwell in joyous prosperity.
On graphic delivery, yes, it's hyper-intensive in the detail work. Familiar characters that I came to know from the movie in part, although I forget some of their names.
You can face each other as sworn enemies, or united as brothers. But a storm is brewing.
This is more of like a cinematic cutscene design, and partly this is how I feel about it. It's not as much gameplay, but on the temptation of design work, it is beautiful on the location side. And the graphics remind me a lot, again, of the movie. I know, looking kind of in the reverse order where the games had originated that, but
fighting for.
Probably not. Okay, yeah, I don't think so.
You have chosen to defy peace.
Well?
Then you have chosen war with a god.
Oh, the color mixture is so beautiful. The orange and the blue is very appealing. Uh-oh. Okay, I tried. I'm sure you Mortal Kombat fans are going to love it. You know, funny side note about the movie, I completely forgot about the fatalities going in. So, again, the general impression as it started, I'm like, oh, you know, and again, like I said, I thought there was some charm to it where a sequel is, in my opinion, even desired. It certainly was hinted at that, and that's what's in development right now, I believe. I think it's actually in production. Don't quote me on that, I forget. I totally forgot about the fatalities scene until I couldn't tell you what character it was, but the one with the wings or whatever flew in their paradise setting, and the one good guy with the helmet that turned into a buzzsaw. It's like that scene here. I'm like, oh yeah, that's this game that this is based on. I've seen clips at the very least of some of the fatalities and the reactions that people have had to them. It's pretty gross, admittedly. And, you know, I have my threshold. I've learned this notably in cinema. Very recently, in fact, I've shared the story before that I tempted Hellraiser on part, and it's not a film I would normally watch, but I did so with the intention of, hey, if I'm going to cover the movie, the new reboot, which I haven't even done, I don't really want to. I can't bring myself to do it. It would make sense to go and watch at least one of the original pictures to have, you know, some credibility of opinion. I did that. I made sacrifices to my normal tolerance level for you, and yes, I looked away several times, but I did get through the first movie, but on the second one, about halfway through, I passed out. So, you know your limits in life best, right, by experience, and for me, you know, I was able to tame the movie. I did maybe look away on a couple occasions, but it wasn't... The movie was actually a bit more tempered than some of the other fatality sequences that I've seen in the Mortal Kombat games, and they're disturbing. I'm probably going to pass, but as I said, this was an experience. Would I become a Mortal Kombat player? I think I'll stick with NetherRealm's other endeavors in the Injustice line. I hope they spread that out too beyond just 2 releases. That game series is very strong. But it's Mortal Kombat-esque, with, of course, the DC side, but far less graphic violence. For me, I'm like, you know, well, again, you know your limits best. And for me, while design-wise, it's very picturesque. The color palette, especially with the skylighting on the whatever setting this is. Again, like I said, I get a real Eastern vibe. It's beautiful to look at. And specific VFX color choices and the duality, again, the orange and the blue. In fact, the green as well, that was done so well in the movie. I love green VFX, probably because I think every Hollywood company has maxed out on blue VFX has become incredibly cliche, especially light blue. I love the green. It was so fresh. And there was, you know, light blue in the movie as well. And as in this game, as I said, with the orange and the blue color balance. That's just beautiful. I love that image. I just don't like the death that follows. It's so gruesome. You know, I humored it. Delivery-wise, yes, it feels like an upgraded... If it is, in fact, a reboot, I'm sure that'll be the delight to Mortal Kombat fans. If this is going to be such a bedazzling game to just view and watch in a spectacle. But that realization for me only goes so far. Like, the fatalities is kind of a... I don't know. Maybe I could play it enough and I would just have to look away on every fatality scene. I don't know. Maybe I'll humor in every trailer so I'll look at how the gameplay looks and see how it functions. I don't think I'm going to last for those fatality sequences, to be honest with you. I just don't. But, like I said, I was waiting for an opportunity to engage in Mortal Kombat and get a perspective of, would this be, you know, as a potential player, up to my interest or my threshold? Let me know how you feel about it down below. Maybe you're somebody in my position who never personally played or investigated a Mortal Kombat game at all, even just by a mere trailer. Or maybe you are a very knowledgeable Mortal Kombat aficionado. I'd love to hear the angle you come from down below, as well as your thoughts on this particular release. Are you excited about the reboot, or would you prefer maybe a sequel to, you know, what's been going on, I guess, and I can't speak to this, but other iterations of the game, if there is a general storyline, would you want a continuation? I've seen it get good regard all day. And on the VFX work and the design palette, yes, NetherRealm Studios has certainly achieved something pretty spectacular. I just don't know if I'm going to be a Mortal Kombat participator. You know, I like action movies, and I like good, intense fight scenes, but usually ones that hold at least a little back. Mortal Kombat's a whole nother level, and I don't know if with those fatalities if I'm gonna want to humor it. I mean, you know, we got so much real life violence in the world as it is these days. It's kind of like, you know, I hope nobody gets the idea of like where Mortal Kombat becomes an inspiration, because it's I don't know. I hope not. I mean, it'd be like hell on earth. You know, I'm trying to think, could I don't know if I'm going to sit through it. I don't know. But at the very least, I probed it. I questioned with you, as I've been meaning to for a little while. And it never hurts to at least get a taste of an engagement. That could be as well, you know, that could be enough to make a decision for you. And, you know, we'll see with Mortal Kombat. I'm probably leaning toward no, but I'll maybe humor another trailer just to see. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.